You're watching Saycon Talks. I'm my own DJ, y'all. I'm my own DJ. I got to look before I turn it down. Hi, how's everyone? Hope you can see me. Good evening. It's Saturday night. No, it is not Friday. And my sincere apologies to my Friday night chill family that I did not chill with you all last night. There's a lot going on, but I'm really happy and excited, looking forward to the summer. And yes, I am in my pajamas. Pajama time. Pajama. It's nighttime. Pajama time, my head tie. Although I will rock this head tie in the daytime as well. Anyway, I just want to say to you guys, hi, my name is Saycon Sengbloh, and you are watching Saycon Talks. Thank you so much for coming in to chill with me. Let me get myself a little situated. Those of you who may watch know I do not like seeing that microphone in the frame, so we're going to take that out. And you know, I'm going to take it on back. When I first started, I would always get on and moisturize. Boom. I got my bedazzled coconut oil. I am, you know that feeling where you are like so fresh and so clean, fresh out the shower, fresh, a little ashy though, a little ashy. So I don't want to be dry during this broadcast. So I got to moisturize a little bit. You know how you know all those things that you do at night. It's a little bit of my night chill routine. So look at that. It's coconut oil though, so it's gonna all kind of, you know how it absorbs. So let's get into this chat. Welcome to Saycon Talks. I got pictures up today, y'all. I don't always. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. We got Josephine, and then we got my first EP I ever did. It was called Southern Pinup. So you can check that out. There's a beautiful single I did called Possible. I think you can find it online. I took some stuff down. You know, stuff gets old and you start feeling feelings about you don't know how you feel about your music. You massage that good. Oh, I wish someone was massaging my oil for me. Okay, let me get into the chat and see who's in here with me. If you are with me and you're having a good time, even this first 2 minutes and 52 seconds of fun, please take a moment to thumbs up. If you're watching on a phone, you may have to close the live, thumb up the video, and then come back to the live chat. Hello, Malcolm Fleming. Oh, hello. He said, hello, beautiful. No doubt, to support the home team. Yes, thank you. Hello, Miss Chinese, Colston Chinese. How are you? I'm going to try to get into the habit of calling you China and calling you Chinese, because I always want to call you Colston because I see the word Colston first, but I have to get into that first name situation. Shout out to all my incognito family members that like to watch on the stealth watch and then tell me they was watching later. Hi, family members. You said no, you like Colston. Oh, you don't mind? Okay, hey, Colston. Hey, what's up, everybody? I have an interesting topic tonight. It is chill. Oh, first, how could I forget, y'all? Y'all know most nights I come on here and I have tea, right? But shout out to my mother, who is a coffee connoisseur, honey. Okay, my mother has always been in coffee clubs, and she'd be getting coffee shipped from all across the world. And so I grew up always enjoying the wonderful smell of coffee, but I still always was a tea drinker. But every once in a while, when I'm busy and have a lot going on, I will take a moment to have a little coffee. Tonight, I want to talk with you guys about your favorite cities or cities that you lived in and what it was like living in those cities, pros and cons. I'll just throw out some names of cities. If any of you have lived in those cities, hit me in the live chat. Let me know your thoughts about those cities. I've been researching cities. I've been researching wealth. I've been researching opulence, and I've been researching abundance. because we are not trying to live in lack. And I'll tell you this, y'all. I'm going to tell you this. You cannot charge 2020 to the game. No matter what is happening right now, no matter what, there's Corona, you have to be safe, wear your mask, wash your hands, stay home, only go out when you need to, limit all of that stuff, take care of everything, but do not charge 2020 to the game. There are 6 more months left to this year. Okay. 6 more months. What can you do in the next 6 months? What have you been doing over the last 3 months that we've been on quote unquote lockdown, or that we've been on self-imposed quarantine? As George Bruno said, he said, don't say lockdown, you on self-imposed quarantine, because you are a grown person and you have self-control. You don't have to be, we're not in jail. Okay. I want to display a wonderful coffee. I am not sponsored by them, that I enjoy. I got this in Ethiopia. I got this in Ethiopia. Let me tell y'all, when I went to Ethiopia, it was such a wonderful trip. I went to sing a concert, a 45-minute concert with one of my good friends. She and her husband, they have a wedding and corporate band company. And we went, and honestly, I'm going to keep it all the way real. We weren't just being a concert. All of us were from the cast of Motown. So we were like Motown in Ethiopia, and we were up in there getting it. I mean, calling out around, we were out there getting it. You know what I'm saying? And in case you're late to the chat, yes, I am in my pajamas. Y'all like my pajama set? Let me see. I'm scared to let y'all see. Y'all don't need to see nothing. Y'all don't need to see nothing crazy, but y'all can see my pajama set. It's like a little matching short combo. We got to keep the jammy jams cute for the summertime. And I am moisturized, those coming in late from the chat, with my bedazzled coconut oil. I am sipping coffee tonight. Cafe Tomoka. This is an Ethiopian brand of coffee. Many of you may notice, not always, but a lot of times I'm often really happily promoting Black owned or Black created or Black co-owned brands. And I'm not sponsored by any of these. If I am sponsored, I would let you know, or you would see it down below in the comment, in the down below in the more section. So I am going to actually pour myself a cup of coffee today. Salute to my mother who loves coffee. Y'all know I like tea, but I'm having coffee today. I'm such a rare coffee drinker that when I drink tea, I'm such a rare coffee drinker that when I do drink coffee, it is so lit. I'm super sensitive to the caffeine. And yes, I am drinking coffee at 9:30 at night. It is a Saturday night and I'm drinking coffee. Okay. I have a few little things over here with me. I am in a transition of sorts, so I may not have everything I would like. What is in my magic chest? Oh, one of my beautiful golden spoons. I love these spoons so much. This chest is messing up my light. Y'all, I got to have the light now. Y'all like my head tie? This is my Senegalese head tie moment. Coconut milk. Y'all gotta watch it pour. Ooh, it smells so good. Let me go back into these comments and see what y'all talking about. I already seen something crazy. Oh, Colson, you like my look? Thank you. Just a little soft 5-minute beat for the YouTube, for the YT. You love the smell of coffee too. I do. I love the smell of coffee. Sometimes I can get a little, you had those days where you get nauseous. I'm a sensitive person. I'm sensitive to smell. I'm just a sensitive person. So there are some days where something that I loved yesterday makes me nauseous, like on a whole nother day, And I have this friend, well, an associate friend, whatever. The random times that I run into this person, this is a guy. He was in a show that I did. The rare times that I run into him, his cologne is so strong that whenever I hug him, it ends up on my clothes, and then I smell it all for the rest of the day, and I'm like, that was disgusting. When I apply my fragrance, what do I have over here? Do I have my rose oil? Y'all know I like to put my rose oil on. Damn it, I don't have. Look, things are in disarray. Okay. You know what is over here, though? This Black-owned lipstick by Fenty. Why not? Why not? It's okay. I know it's bedtime, but it's okay to have makeup on before you go to bed. You just go wash your face. But I'm doing it for the YT, for the YouTube. This coffee, I had a cup earlier. Earlier, I had a cup with a little bit of natural turbinado sugar. Alkaline people come and kick me, beat me up. Today, I'm just having a little coconut milk right now. But let's get into it. These last 3 months, you've been working out like a Navy SEAL. All right, Malcolm Fleming. Malcolm, if you've been working out, I'm going to need your avatar to have a picture with like a muscle or something. I'm going to need that muscle avatar picture, Malcolm. We're going to have to get that avatar going. Aisha said, yum, she cute. We see you. Hi, Aisha. Thank you for coming through. Home team all day. So, Malcolm, what is this home team you keep talking about? I'm confused. Where are you from? What is home team? Come on, let's get into these cities. Shout out the cities that you live in, that you're from. Let me know where you're from and where you are watching from right now. And a special shout out, if I have any of my West African people, my Liberian people, if any of you are in the house this evening, I want you to say what's up. If you happen to be up at, what is it? 10, 11, 12, 141 in Liberia. If you happen to be up, Ghana, if you happen to be up catching this, hit me, shout me out in the comments. I have a question. I'm just going to randomly throw it out. Is there anybody who has ever lived in DC, Virginia, or Maryland? And what are your thoughts on that city? Were you born and raised there? Did you travel and move there? What are your thoughts about Washington, D.C.? Shoot. I don't know how long I'm going to wait, but I'm going to take a sip of this coffee. Dun, 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 dun. Sip. Y'all, this coffee. Let me tell y'all, while y'all figure it out and think about it, I ground this coffee myself. I got a little coffee grinder. During this quarantine, nothing was open. So all of my shopping, first of all, I'm not a big shopper. I'm just not a big shopper. But those moments when I have a desire to, as my friend Christine would call it, traipse around through the city, the only thing that was open was the hardware store. So I go into the hardware store and I'd be like, oh, how delightful, a new lemon squeezer for my lime juice in the morning. Or the day that I came across my little coffee grinder, ever since I came across that grinder, I said, oh, I got to grind up that coffee. And my trip was a long time ago, and this coffee still tastes good. I feel like I want to take one of these down. No hate on, no hate on Say. I love Say, but we're going to take her down. Should we give you a look? I'm taking her down because when I look back at this video, I'm going to be like, oh, I didn't like that when all those blocks were behind my head. I like to create space. I like things to look a certain way, I'm going to give y'all a little greenery. Honey, I got to give y'all looks. Straighten up Josephine. Is she straight? What y'all saying in the chat? Somebody said Boston. Oh, Colson said Chicago, born and bred. Malcolm Fleming said Bronx, New York, black-owned business is the home team. I see. Royalty Thomas says, miss my friend. Who is your friend? No, not your magic chest. Oh, wait, Gus. Let me get it. Gus Jackson says, cover up girl, family show. Okay, listen to me. No, not your magic chest. Oh, that chest. Oh, is the chest throwing your life? Is it throwing things up? I got to give y'all, honey, this coconut skin. The coconut, the bedazzled coconut and coffee late at night. Went to college in Baltimore, C-Dog says. They say, ooh, words funny. Yeah, that one comedian, she will be like, I know what you're saying. They do say, ooh, words funny. Well, funny according to who? Y'all don't let me get into these accent conversations. I'll tell you this. As a person who grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, with an American mother and a Liberian father, accents are what they are. Okay. Every city that I go to has an accent. If you talk like this and you like, what's good? I'm drinking my coffee. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. Like, what's good? That's an accent. If you talk like this and you drinking your coffee, that's good. That's an accent. If you talk like this and you're drinking your coffee, it's good. It's an accent. If you talk like this and you're drinking your coffee and it tastes good, this is an accent. Like, there's so many different ways that people talk. right? So it's all relative. People constantly tell me that I sound super country, and I feel like I don't know what I sound like. It depends on who I'm around. I sort of kind of morph, and people might call that fake. I don't know what they're gonna call it, but I feel like I'm just speaking a person's language. You know what I'm saying? How are you though? Okay. So Malcolm, you said in your day it was nothing but crime. Oh, Malcolm, that's what you said about DC. In Baltimore. Yeah, we can include Baltimore, that Baltimore, Maryland area. I did a show in Baltimore um, called Marley at the time. It was about the life and times of Bob Marley. And I played Rita Marley in the show. And I had a lovely time in Baltimore. I had a wonderful time in Baltimore. I ate lots of crab cakes. I ate lots of Ethiopian food. I know there's a large Ethiopian and Eritrean population in DC and Baltimore. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But I must say, the time that I was there was the time, God bless him, the time that Freddie Gray, the whole Freddie Gray incident happened where that young man was murdered. And so there was all these uprisings during that time. And it was a little crazy. The students were out, they were compelled, they were talking about it. I remember looking outside of my window and seeing like people like, I mean, they were going rogue. I mean, not as much as everybody's protesting now, because it is the time of Black Lives Matters. If you are watching this video at this time, if you're watching it at a later time, just a shout out to all of my later watchers, my replay watchers. This is a very important time. And I'm just having a little light fun, easing the evening, easing your Saturday night. If you're not one of those people that want to be drunk all night, or, whatever, you just want to chill, sip your coffee, sip your tea. That's what this moment is. Oh, hey, Aisha said, if you got it, flaunt it. Oh, I'm the queen of that, honey. I'm like Dolly Parton in my head. Y'all know how Dolly Parton always say it costs a lot of money to look this cheap. I love it. I love a cleavage moment, even in my pajamas. Man on the hall is your friend. Oh, man on the hall. Oh, that sounds like from when I went to Agnes Scott. Yes, when I went to Agnes Scott, we used to yell that out, call it code switching. I would see, okay, so I'm talking about accents. Someone mentioned Baltimore accents. I would honestly call code switching more, not quite the changing of the accent necessarily. It could involve changing the accent, but it also involves changing the behavior and changing that's code switching. You're right. But I often associate code switching with a sort of slight means of survival, like changing your behavior in order to be deemed acceptable to the community that you're in, versus adapting and enjoying and sort of, speaking the language of the people, because language, accent, dialect, syntax, it's all relative to the people that you're around. And you can kind of relate and enjoy people a little bit more, when you can relate. But it depends on who you ask, because people get so upset when they talk about Madonna not having Madonna grew up in Michigan, but she kind of has like a slightly British accent now, and everybody's like, she grew up in Michigan. But it's like, she's like 60 or 50 something, like 50, late 50s. Like, she hasn't lived in Michigan in like 30 years. Why would she still sound the same as she did 30 years ago? I don't necessarily think that's fake. I think you just change. People change with life, and change isn't necessarily bad, Oh, thank you. Malcolm Fleming says I was great. Oh, I was super. Oh, I was super beautiful in American Gangster. Thank you. Thank you. I was the most amazing bimbo girlfriend to a gangster that ever crossed the screen. Yeah, in American Gangster, I had a little small role. I was the girlfriend to Idris Elba's character, and he was like He had beef with Denzel, and it was a whole thing. So Colston, what are your thoughts about Chicago? Pros and cons of living in Chicago. I still need to hear a pro for the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. I heard one con. What was that con I heard? There was some con up there. I can't remember what it was, but y'all heard it when I said it. God said my magic chest. These are so funny when I look back. When I look back through the live chat, I so rarely drink coffee. Y'all, I'm probably gonna be up all night, but I have stuff to do. So, even when I get off of here, I'm gonna still have stuff to do. It's not quite bedtime. And as you can tell, I am a night owl. I'm going to make another show that I do kind of earlier in the day on another day of the week. I get a few complaints from people who want to be regulars. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting regulars. I had a man tell me like almost 2 months ago. He said, you don't care about the working man because your show is too late. He was like, you need to have an earlier show. So I know I love my late night people. So I do enjoy my late night vibes, but I do want to catch some more of my international people. This is so soft. And I do want to catch my working people who got to get up early in the morning. And so I ain't trying to hate on my working people. I'm not trying to. Let me get a thumbnail for y'all. Y'all like that? Thumbnail time. Pros for Chicago, I'm presuming. Colson gives a pro for Chicago, our house music in Lake Michigan, and our theater community. That is a good pro. I did a project in Chicago. I shot a pilot in Chicago. I was playing a cop in Chicago. Chicago, they got an accent too. You said Baltimore say their ooh words funny. Chicago got there's like not an R to be seen. I'm just kidding. I mean, but some of the R's are missing though. But it's a lot of R's missing in Liberia too, so I can't even talk. I had some. Let me tell you, when I worked in Chicago, I was doing good not to gain weight because the food situation there, like it was not like a city where you want to be like, oh, I'm doing herbal teas and eating seaweed salads and you know what I mean? In that city. And what's funny, so the show that I did in Chicago, we'll talk about Chicago for a little bit. I shot a show. I forgot it had a working title. I don't know, Unknown University Project, something like that. Anyway, I played a cop on the show. I was sort of like, I don't know. I think about like J-Lo on that show where she plays a cop or whatever. I was like this, slick cop or whatever. Like if the show had got picked up, y'all would have been watching me like, dun, dun. Like I was like, I was like the main character, me and my male cop counterpart. Anyway, the show was about this football team on this faux university, and the people would all do anything for these football players. Like the town was just basically kissing these young men's butt. Like anything they wanted to do, the town was just kissing their butts. Football players. So it had different generations. It had the generation of wealth that was like the deans and all the people dealing with the institution. Ooh. And then there was, so the people dealing with that. Then there were the students layer. Then they were like the cops and the coaches layers or whatever. So like this one kid in this episode, this one kid got accused of raping this girl. This girl said she got raped, and then they put it all in the news, this and the other. I'm saying all that to say that on this show, I was one of the adult people, cop people, but then there were lots of young people who were playing cheerleaders and football players and whatnot. So can you imagine being on a show with a bunch of people whose metabolism is like, and they're all like, Saycon, let's go get burgers. Saycon, let's go get pizza. Hey, Say, you want to go get some deep dish? Like, I was like, I cannot eat deep dish with y'all all night, every night, and still shoot and fit in my costume. Like, I am not a football player. I am not a cheerleader. I am Auntie Cop, Auntie Copalicious. And Auntie Copalicious got the fit in her clothes. She can't be. Auntie Copalicious can't be busting out her little cop pants. Okay. And it was like they would always put me in these pumps that had nothing to do with being a cop. Like I'd be like, if I had to chase somebody, I would not be chasing nobody in these pumps. But like networks, they all about increasing the sexy. Like a regular cop shirt would be like this, but a network cop shirt would be like that. Like they always trying to. As I always say, they got to sell tickets. They got to sell tickets to the show. What y'all saying? Oh yeah, okay. Aisha says plenty of black people go music. Okay, so Aisha, who I know is of the Virginia area, shout out to Virginia. She's got a pro for the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. She says plenty of black people go music, even if you can only take it in doses. It's close to nature and not too far from Philly and NYC. I think that's a really good pro, honestly. The fact that you can enjoy a sort of a nature vibe, but yet if you need to get to Philly, if you need to get to NYC, you can get there. Cons would be deadly peer violence. Now, Colston, I believe, is representing Chicago. She talks about the peer. That word is actually, forgive me, I don't think I've ever heard anyone use that word. And it's like, it's a clear description that doesn't indict upon race, which is what is usually used. Y'all know the hashtag, y'all know the term that's usually used to describe those type of situations. But peer violence, yeah, even during this quarantine, I do believe in the Chicago, Illinois area, there have been many terrible, violent, everything just is still continuing to happen. So yeah, it's interesting. I remember feeling like I had some really good African food when I was in Chicago as well. Like I would just look it up, on the Google it, and I'd be like, let me try to find some, because I love West African food, Senegalese, Liberian, of course, Nigerian food. I would just be looking. And so I would find these places and just hop in an Uber and go and grab a bite to eat. The thing that I like for any city that I really need is to not be in a food desert. And because being in a food desert is quite depressing. The depression will sink in. The depression will sink in when you are in a food desert. When you are living in a food desert, you are not able to purchase the fruit and vegetable that is good for your life. I need the fruit and vegetable that is good for my life. Don't ask me what accent that is, y'all. Y'all better just get into that accent. Y'all better get into that foreign international woman whispering in the microphone accent. I used to be that guy. I used to play soccer and run track. Oh, you did? So that's the guy who would have had an avatar with the muscle? Yes, but you have to eat our deep dish pizza and Harold's chicken. That's what I said. I did. I ate it, but I couldn't go every night. I'm telling you, these kids were going every night. Every night. No. Yeah, well, that scene in what movie is that? Is it Get Out? If I do it, it's just going to be all out of context and look really weird. Chi-Town has good Ethiopian food too. Oh, let me find out. Okay. Let me find out. Any more pros and cons on DC, Virginia, Maryland? I have been watching a lot of videos on people who have relocated. And these relocation videos are a hoot. Like people, the one thing that everyone has in common is in the town that you were living in or the town that you grew up in, you are accustomed to things being a certain way. You're accustomed to food being a certain way. You're accustomed to the streets being named and designed a certain way. So anything that goes against that just seems completely asinine to you. And so it's rare that you can see someone really on these YouTube pros and cons videos. There's a lot of these YouTube pros and cons on living in DC, pros and cons on living in Arizona, pros and cons on living in North Carolina. There's a lot of these videos. It's rare to see someone who can really give an opinion that's not clouded by their preconceived judgments and notions on what they wished or how things used to be when they were growing up, because everything else is just ridiculous to them, So when I get to see someone give an opinion that's like, they're like, hey, and this city was like this and that city is like that, it's always really fascinating. You like the relocation vids too? Yeah. I'll tell you, I watched one of the weirdest one last night though. I got caught in the matrix. Like I was doing a deep dive. I was in the YouTube dive and I came across this video. I've never heard of this. Have you all ever heard of this? There is this theme of videos on YouTube. And it is like they're basically dead mall tours. So basically in cities and towns where people no longer live or where people live, of course, but like say if an industry shut down in a particular city and the population growth has gone down, a major store has moved, like a Macy's moved or Toys R Us shut down or something like that. They have these malls where either the mall is not running anymore and there may be some homeless people living in the mall, or the mall is sort of, in the words of Chris Rock, that mall ain't nothing. That ain't no mall. That's a store full of sneakers and baby shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I watched this one particular channel, and as I was looking, I love YouTube. I'm always in the channels, and I'm looking, and I'm clicking on the links, and I'm just seeing, learning about the person, learning about the blogger or the YouTuber. And this guy, he was filming these dead mall, like it was like going through a spooky house. And then if you're into business or like finance and like if you're into architecture, sorry for my whatever, if you're into that, if you're into business, if you're into finance, if you're into real estate, if you are into history, these guys will walk through these malls and talk about how the mall used to be, how the city used to be, what the city used to look like, how it was when they were kids. And then they'll splice in old commercials. But then they'll do these angles, and like this one mall I watched, it had these neon lights, and he was talking about how this mall has all this 80s flair to it. And it was so spooky. Like, it was spooky, but then it was also like really sad and heartwarming. Like, it made you think about, you remember all those times, like your trips to the mall when you were a teenager and you didn't have anything else to do. Let's say you're not on the cheerleading team, you're not on the football squad, you don't have any homework, and it's just summertime, and you just like, let me put my lip gloss on and my bamboo earrings and let me go to the mall. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made me think about those mall trips where you're going to the movies. Or for me, it was skating. When I was growing up, we used to go to Skate Town. We used to go skating. And Atlanta's big on skating. I grew up in Atlanta, y'all. ATL, College Park to be exact. And it reminded me of those memories of like, waiting somewhere by the food court, waiting on some terribleness you shouldn't be eating, like curly fries or, whatever. You're waiting on your food, and like some boy that you like, he just walked by and you like, oh my God, did Sean just show up? His waves on swim, he looks so good. And you're trying to be cute, and your friend is there, and then you go into the arcade and then you play some games and you still trying to be cute. And then you go over here and you go over there. And so he was going through these malls and like talking about memories, and like it was like architecture. It was like 80s version of Architectural Digest, but not as classy, but more spooky. But it was I was like, when I get some time, I'm gonna find myself on, I'm gonna subscribe and I'm gonna watch some of these. I watched another one that was like super spooky. He was going through the mall, and one of them was in a city in Maryland. Speaking of Maryland, one of them was in a city in Maryland that's not far from Annapolis. Bernie something. I could probably look and remember the name of that city. What was the name of that? Glen Burnie, Maryland. So that's a city that's not far from Annapolis. It's not far from a lot of places. It's got some beautiful homes, but like the sort of stores, and like it's not like known for having like super. According to my very light research. No offense to anybody from Glen Burnie. It's not known for like the aesthetic of the shops and stuff, but the homes are really beautiful and affordable, and you can drive 20 minutes away, 25 minutes, and be in Annapolis and enjoy all of that naval history and fireworks and all of that stuff. Speaking of fireworks, y'all, Should we talk about the fireworks situation happening right now all over the country? Let me get into this chat. Hi, Johnny Walker. What's up, Johnny? Colson says, my relocation to NYC shook me regarding high rent for little spaces. She said, high ass rent for little ass spaces. Yes, New York definitely shook me. I would say, coming from Georgia and coming from being kind of like a tour life thing before I moved to New York shocked me more with the interactions with people. Like I think I was very much used to, my 20s, I was used to being in my car, driving in my car, being sort of isolated. In Atlanta, you're in your car and then you get out the car and you're at the mall, or you get out the car and you're at the AutoZone, you get out the car and you're at the restaurant, right? But like when you're taking the subway, and I took the bus, I took the bus, I took the train. I don't know, like I was really like, woo, like everybody's talking to everybody. People say that New Yorkers aren't friendly, but I believe that's the absolute opposite. New Yorkers talk to you all the time, constantly, all the time, all day long. Shout out to any women who live here. There's a new record that I'm going to drop. It's called Yo Ma, Yo Ma, Yo Ma, Yo Ma, Yo Ma, Yo Ma. That's the conversations you hear all day. New Yorkers absolutely are friendly and they talk. They're not unfriendly. They talk a lot. So that was something I was just like, hey. Like I was like, ooh, people talking a lot. The other thing that was really spooky is I did witness a few really terrible incidents here. I don't really talk about that so much, but I've been here for a long time, so I've seen some wild stuff. Roller skating is big in Chicago. Yes, roller skating, and then y'all got that two-step, that two-step culture. Ain't. I'm telling you, I've seen some of the most beautiful romantic two-step videos out of Chicago, out of Indiana. Man, God, bless. If I could get into a class where I could take that two-step, I mean, you see, it's like magic. It's so romantic. You'll see like grown men and grown women. I ain't talking about no little teenagers, no hate on the younger people, but grown people, like over the age of 30, grown people dancing, grooving, like, and then they just got, and then they turn, and then they drip and drop in. Like, oh my God, the two-step. One of my good friends, Chiquita, aka Ominira, she would go to like these two-step, I don't know if it's competition or two-step gatherings that would happen here in New York. And she's from Chicago as well. I wonder, do you know her? Do you know her, Colston? How am I? Johnny Walker says, how are you, Saycon? I'm doing pretty good. Johnny, I am sipping on coffee today. I very rarely sip coffee. But shout out to my mother. She loves her wonderful coffees. And shout out to my niece, who will be starting her new wonderful position and career soon. So I'm very proud of her. She graduated and she's starting a new job. TM says, fellow Bulldog here. TM with a clock emoji. I don't know what T and M stand for, but I think I see a purple clock or blue clock emoji. But what's up, TM? Colson said, go ahead, Saycon. We call it stepping. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I shouldn't have made that old school sound. Like, what's a good stepping song? Y'all, I always get into these chats about like how it's hard to enjoy things that you used to enjoy because everybody is problematic. Y'all know y'all used to be stepping in the name of love. Y'all know y'all used to be like step, step, side to side, round and round. Y'all know y'all used to be stepping to the, y'all know. And now this man done ruined everything with all the terribleness. And now you can't sing no song. You can't hum it. Your friends be mad at you. It's not politically correct. Man, why these artists got to be so But yeah, shout out to Chicago. Chicago has a lot of really good sides. Anybody can throw anything out. Oh, I missed one. C-Dog says a pro for DMV is that Nova Y. Payton lives and works primarily in DC. Now, y'all forgive me. Auntie Saycon don't know who that is. Who is it? Me not know that person. Me not know her. Nova Y Payton. Please tell me why I should know who that person is. Tell me that's a fancy. Is that a restaurant? Is that a... Oh, Nova looks like she's a star. Come on, Nova. Let's get into this. Don't y'all just love Google? Nova Payton looks like she's a star. Best actress. She was in Three More Divas. She was in Newsies. Why I don't know her? I need to know her. She got videos. She got things happening. All right. So okay, that's who Nova is. And that, who said that? Let's see. Oh, I can't. Oh, it's getting. Oh, there's a pro for DMV. So Nova Payton, do I need to know Nova Payton? We gonna come and do a show together. Come on, Nova. Let's see. Oh, somebody said ATL was lovely. You enjoyed ATL? That's my hometown. I will say one of the pluses about ATL is how pretty. It's a very pretty city. Like, it's pretty. Like when people open little shops, little coffee shops, little stores or things, people have a lot of, flavor and savoir-faire and quaintness. I think it's one of the things why I really enjoy, style and, applying a little bit of style and flair to the things I do. Even just sipping coffee in a cup with my name on it. I just like to apply a little style and flair. And so whenever I'm home, I was actually there filming Respect a few months ago, just before quarantine went down. I was filming Respect, and I was really enjoying this new, I'm going to say new-ish. Let me slide back. I feel like I'm all up in the camera. I was really enjoying Ponce City Market. Ponce City Market is cute, y'all. If y'all have not checked out Ponce City Market in Atlanta, Georgia, it's off of Ponce de Leon Avenue. I don't even know Ponce de Leon's the suffix, because I just always say Ponce. Make a left on Ponce, make a right on Ponce, depending on where you're coming from. But Ponce City Market it's this big, it's a building that was refurbished. I forgot what the building used to be, but I know at one point YEA, shout out YEA, used to do there was like a office, YEA office there at one point. And I used to live near there. It's like the Virginia Highlands area. And anyway, the market has just been refurbished, but it's refurbished with a sort of vintage style. And so the architecture has each location, each shop, food shops, donut shops, burger stores, home decor stores, little specialty shops, all different owners. It's just really nice. I believe it's by the same people who do... What is the market that's downtown? It's downtown in New York. It's near 9th Avenue and 19th Street. I believe it's the same people who do that brand. Yeah, but it's got a nice vibe. You go in there, you chill, you walk around. Even if you buy, I would go there and get the one here in New York and the one in Atlanta. I would go there and just get I would get these sushi tacos. They have these weird mixed food where it's like a taco shaped shell, but the flavor is all Japanese. So cute, so wonderful. OTM says it was a Sears building on Ponce de Leon. Come on with the history. What is falling? What can't be having? Oh, Southern Pinup done fell. Southern Pinup girl, 'cause I'm a Southern Pinup. Southern. Let me not be flat. Let me get these vocals together. This coffee makes the throat a little dry. That's the one thing. I'm so used to my herbs, my teas, my sea moss, all those things that make the voice, that lubricate the throat, make the voice good. So I like the coffee, but it's not as viscous as certain herbs are. Although, according to a driver that we had in Ethiopia, he said, coffee is the nectar of the gods. I used to say, yeah, Fredro, Chelsea, ? I'm confused, Aisha. Step in the Name of Love and any James Brown song. Oh, she's a theater actress and she sings down. Yes, C-Dog. Honey, I went and Googled her whole little situation. So apparently she's fabulous. You said what? Oh, YEA. Yes, YEA, y'all. One of the most amazing parts of Atlanta, Georgia is the Youth Ensemble of Atlanta. The Freddie Hendrix Youth Ensemble. I was a part of this group. Actually, my friend Robbie recently posted a clip. Y'all forgive me if it looks a little weird. Let's see. Oh, come on, clip. Don't betray me. Father, give us wings. Y'all ain't seen no lit children singing and dancing like that until you seen YEA. Oh, look at Talia. I was in YEA, so I'm a little prejudiced. Aisha know she know that YEA. She know what that's about. She know what's up. That's why she shouted it out. YEA, yes, and Freddie Hendrix, yes. What an amazing part of my childhood. If we're talking about memories and childhood things, and for me growing up, yes, it does remind you of Serafina. That show, that was a snippet from a show that we did called Soweto, a Township is Calling. I am not on that clip. This was the Trumpet Awards, although maybe I am. I remember doing the Trumpet Awards one year, but wherever I am is not on this clip. Anyway, it was pretty amazing. You know what? I might as well shout it out. They have a workshop coming up for the year that for this. It's live right now, but they have a workshop coming up July 7th through the 9th, and the Black Acting Methods Studio. So shout out, there's Freddie Hendrix. That was my mentor. I love him to this day. He helped to get me into YA. So if you are looking to take the Zoom panel, yeah, check it out. blackactingmethods.com/shop. Check that out. Also, I have to shout out that Christine Horn has her Booking Magnet Academy that is also starting very soon as well. So you guys check that out. Let me pull that up just because, look, you got to shout out people's stuff so people can, you know what I mean? Let's talk about that. Christine Horn, she has her, let's see.
Horn, known as the Booking Magnet, and I am the creator of Bookmore TV. As an actress,
Bookmore TV. Look at her, it's Harriet Tubman. So Christine has the Bookmore TV. Okay, the doors are opening July 6th. So if you're an actor and you want to see yourself on TV, then take her course. It's a game changer. So I got to shout out Freddie Hendrix and I got to shout out Christine Horn. They got courses coming. Y'all got to take their courses, attend their Zoom classes. If you are interested in that sort of thing, acting, performing, they will have you. Those are my people. Shout out to my people. Colson said it reminds her of Serafina. Yeah, absolutely. We did that show. I learned so much about the apartheid movement in South Africa and whatnot. Growing up in Atlanta, we were definitely in solidarity, honey. In the 80s, the late 80s, when apartheid was crushed, we were definitely a big part of solidarity with that. So yeah, I feel like every city has its pluses and minuses. I know every city has its pluses and minuses. And the toughest thing is depending on the person that you're talking to when you suggest, hey, or you ask, hey, what do you know about this city? Or tell me something about this place. Depending on what their experience is or was, they'll tell you something totally different. There's one YouTuber that I watched. She moved from Dallas, Texas to Washington, D.C. And when she was giving her review, again, I tell you, people always talk from where they're coming from. She mentioned, first of all, she was a young woman. She liked to get crunk. She liked to get lit. You know, she liked to have her drinks and do her thing. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I mean, wait, I can't do her. Can I do her accent? How she talk? She was like, y'all listen as I try to fine tune this Texas accent. I don't know. I can't really do Texas like that because it started to sound like Georgia still. But anyway, let me not work on accent preparation during this live. She basically was saying how growing up in Texas, the Mexican food is amazing. Of course, the Mexican food is amazing in Texas. It used to be Mexico, did it not? So she was talking about how you go to the Mexican restaurant, you can get a margarita for $6. So she was like, don't come here. Oh my God, DC, a $6 margarita. I could get a big margarita in Dallas for $6. And she was like, this margarita is $12. Oh my gosh. She was just talking about how expensive it was. But baby, let me tell you this. I live in New York. And a margarita here at said fancy Mexican restaurant could be pushing a good cool $16.99. So it's all about where you're coming from, okay? Because me coming from New York from a $16.99 margarita to a $12 margarita, that ain't so bad. You know, it's all relative. Not that I even really drink margaritas. But you know what I'm saying? She also was saying, like, I can't remember her name. Anyway, she was also talking about how, you know, she said people in the DMV area or, you know, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, she said that they were all bougie and how she used to be twerking and, you know, having a good time down in Texas and the people to be bougie. I'm on a different side I'm on this other side of life where I didn't had enough twerking. I need to find some bougie. I want to be around my bougie Black people. So any cities y'all can shout out that are full of bougie Black people who drink tea and only twerk when no one's watching. That's the people I'm trying to see. I'm trying to be like, what's up, bougie Black people? What's wrong with that? Look, Julesy, a very popular YouTuber who I'm so late to the game of knowing. It's so interesting how I went all this time, as much as I watch YouTube, and I never got into Julesy. I just discovered her from an old video she did. She moves from different cities, and she has over the last 10 years or so. She did a video on Dallas, a video on DC. She talked about Dallas versus Houston. She talked about, I think now she did a great video on Charlotte, which is interesting. But one of the things she talked about was, as much as a person, you can talk whatever you want about a city. Oh, I can't meet people. Oh, I can't meet friends. Oh, I can't date here. Ain't no men here. The men ain't, you know, whatever. People got all they talk. But if you are sitting in your living room, not going out to meet people, you are not going to meet people. You have to break those habits. So if you are like myself, as you all can see, I am what I call an introverted extrovert. I'm currently in my house. I like to be in my house. I don't like to be out running the streets. But what am I doing? I'm on this camera right now talking to y'all because I feel like talking. I feel like talking and drinking tea and talking with people. But I don't want to be at the club and the people sweating and I'm like, oh my God, they're sweating. And was that a cigarette stain? Oh my God. Like I get a little overwhelmed in crowds, right? But I do like to express myself. But I work against the antisocial part of me and I take myself out. If it's a walk, my mother's always like, take a walk, go explore, you know, even though it's quarantine. I told her, Mom, I went to Harlem. She's good. It's good. You went to Harlem. Like, take yourself out. Don't sit in your house. And then complain that the new city is not all that you thought it would be. That was one of the most wonderful things I saw. Julesy, she got a whole lot of spunk. She does hair and makeup tutorials and she be cussing people out and she uses the N-word all the time, which is not my favorite thing, although you might hear me do it from time to time. But one thing she did recognize is she said, I don't always go out. I can be a bit introverted. And she said, if you're not going out to meet people, you're not going to meet somebody. So I appreciated that. I really appreciated that sentiment. Johnny Walker says Dallas, Texas. Oh, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny is in Dallas. I did a concert in Dallas last year. I had a wonderful time. Dallas is beautiful. And I hear there's a lot of African, wealthy African men looking for wives in Dallas. Should I holler at Dallas? Find me an African husband? Mary, you gonna go down to Dallas and get yourself a husband. I'll have to work on that. Sandra. Y'all, these voices, these accents. The club is always full of funky grown. Yes, C-Dog. The club is like, let me tell y'all, I do like getting dressed up. I like putting on an outfit. But my shelf life at a club is so short. I get on my outfit, I'm cute, I'm with my girls. Unless especially if the DJ ain't right. If the DJ is right, then I will go and have a good time and dance. If the DJ is not right for the mood that I'm in for that day, boy, bye. I put that club back. I get there, I took a few selfies, I'm done, I'm ready to go. One of my friends, my friend Maya, she actually came to visit today. And her son Revelation, shout out to them. They came to help me out with some things around the apartment. And she used to tell me, she had a talk with me. She was like, this was years ago. We did Rent together, y'all. Okay. I was Mimi tonight. You know, I was doing a Mimi thing, kicking my leg. And she was the Seasons of Love soloist. She was the bag lady. She did her thing, right? My ear told me, we were out on Rent tour. This is a long time ago. Maya said, Saycon, you can't just leave. Like, I would be like, girl, I'm going to leave. I would tell a girl, okay, let's go. So we get somewhere. And then, you know, I said my shelf life. So I'd be like, let's go. I'd be like, I'm about to leave. Or I'll tell her, I think I might leave. And then she might not have heard me. And then she turned around. She's looking for me. She's like, girl, you can't just leave. You got to tell me you left. You got to tell me what time you left. And then you got to text me and let me know you got home safe. I understand that. You have to make sure that you are safe and that you left within a proper amount of time, and that, so I understand that. I tend to roll dolo solo a lot, which means I literally, especially as an actress, again, it gives the impression that I'm just out in these streets all the time, but I'm really not. I go to events, I walk the red carpet. I take my picture. I do a circle D. Ooh, and then do a straight line to the door, and I leave and I go home. Long as I look, I have my picture taken. My photo was taken. There's a something marking and memorializing the fact that I came to this event. It's gonna be on Getty Images. I'm vain, y'all. Is it gonna be on Getty Images? Okay. I take my picture and then I go home and then I'll be on YouTube. I'm 39. My clubbing days are way behind me. I hate when DJs talk over the music excessively. That is this very special art form, the art form of the DJ. And I do appreciate it to a certain extent. But look, they get paid to do shout outs. So when it's like, it's somebody's birthday, some people came to the club and this is my girl birthday. They got to be like, all the ladies, you know what I'm saying? What's up? If your name is Aisha and it's your birthday, somebody's whatever. They like, yeah. Oh. Like right now, so there was a time where everybody was singing happy birthday. There was that time. Then there was the time where everybody would sing, go shawty. It's your birthday. They got those different songs, those songs that they play. And depending on what city you're in, what city you love, what city you're from, they're going to play a different song. Honey, this generation, they be like, one time for the birthday, bitch. 2 times for the birthday, bitch. Like, everybody is got to be a bitch, a boss bitch, a birthday bitch, whatever. So birthday's a little different. All the shout outs and all that stuff are different. So yeah, they can get a little loud. It all depends on what city you're in. Darius, you laughing at me? What you laughing at? Let me see. Did I walk through something? The Shy Series building. Just trying to see, did I miss anything? I hope I didn't miss anything. Anyway, I'm so glad you all came on to chill with me this evening with Saycon Talks. I hope that you all are having a wonderful evening. And I will get off of here and continue to do my research because I'm enjoying studying all these different cities. And y'all check out anybody who plans to return next week. Hopefully next Friday, I will go live again, as I always should. Check out some of those Ghost Mall videos on YouTube and let me know what you think about it. Have you ever seen a Ghost Mall video? And yeah. And let me know if you have some other Black-owned coffee brands that you'd like to recommend to me. Again, today I had my Ethiopian coffee brand, Tomoka. I'm not sponsored by them. Just shouting them out because we got to let the money flow. But wonderful. Wonderful, you all. I hope you all had a wonderful time chilling with me. I stayed on here way longer than I thought I would, but I'm Saycon, and you're watching Saycon Talks. Have a good evening, everyone.